You are listening to Let's Go, the weekly anime podcast about weekly anime from Dynamiting the Brain and Secret of the Sailor Madness. So come along and hang with the Let's Go gang. It's Dwayne.
Hello.
It's Niall.
Ari.
And it's me, Brian. And on this episode, we are covering anime that aired the week of June the 15th to June the 22nd, 2024. Starting with Go Go Loser Ranger, episode 10. It's Showtime for Blue Keeper. In which our boss monster has turned himself into a tree.
But he's trying to talk it out. It's just like, hey, let's.
The trees are full of fruit, and the fruit are full of birdmen.
Yeah.
With laser faces.
Yeah. I did like his thing. It was like, which one is my real body? And he later revealing to us, the audience, I guess, the joke's on him. They're all my real body. I just need one of these guns to survive.
That'll grow more.
Yeah, and when you defeat him, he turns into like a Watu style orb bird type thing.
The pocket-sized version of the boss monster in this case, which again makes me think that that dragon that they have is like that's the pocket-sized version of whatever the fuck is the actual dragon. Yeah.
But thematically, it is Fighter D realizing that I've not fully thought through this world domination process, and I certainly can't get the world domination, the type of world domination I want, while arseholes like Patroller are still wandering the earth.
Yeah, and it's the fact that he has this realization without actually realizing it consciously. He kind of just like on instinct goes like, "Fuck this guy" on instinct, and then was like, "Wait, what the fuck am I doing?"
Yes, to have lost control of my body and stabbed you.
Yeah.
It's a fantasy as well. It's like, no, if I did take over the world, what would it be like?
I love that because I was like, and then such and such happened, and eventually we got to this point. It was like, oh fuck, Go Go Loser Ranger's been cancelled. Here's the very rushed ending.
Yeah, here we go. Go off the helicopter in my sweet jacket, and all like it all. These people who are my friends now, suppose they're going to walk in and say how cool and awesome I am. It's like, oh yeah, that's right. I'm the number one ladies'
Humans are
man.
subservient to me, knowing I could kill them, but that I don't because I'm a merciful world dominator. And it's the fact that he has giant pieces of card to signature, he's very fancy letter D. There's not really much he has to write on that, but boy, he makes a hog of it.
It's the one thing I watch. My face on the $5 bill.
It's way too detailed. That need to cut back on that.
Yeah, so it's a combination of his head bog fantasy, seeing how pathetic XX is, and how Controller's using her, and then realizing that this guy's threatening the other cadets, and this is making me feel bad. Are they my friends?
Well, it's probably more come down in his mind. Oh, fuck all of these. Fuck from both of these systems of fucking control. Well, it doesn't matter if good guys or bad guys. They both suck. Everyone's getting like a bad time off this whole thing.
Yeah, again, not consciously realizing it, but like him being the fighter fucking number 4, like just way down in the like rungs of like, you don't fucking matter. And these guys are they're not even like the cadets. They're like they're guys who will be inducted into a fucking thing if they can pass a bullshit exam set by the fucking guys in charge. It's like all of us guys at the bottom, we're in it together from the guys on the top, and it doesn't matter if you're human or monster. It's just like, yeah, we're all being fucked by the system essentially.
Just trying to pit us against each other.
Yeah.
We also get the junior cadets first class going up against all the patrollers, and we get to see some of their artifact abilities. The most curious is the one which is a remote control.
It was fun busted. It's a fucking remote control from the Adam Sandler film. It just does it. Pause, fast forward.
You seem to allow her to have like a conversation with him where it's just like, you can't move, but we can both fucking talk this out a little bit. So I guess it quieted the anarchy in the background. Yeah.
Yeah, this is Suzukiri who's got the remote, so we don't really get to see the conversation she's having with Patroller.
Yes. Yeah.
obviously her thing is also destroy the keepers.
And get away all those artifacts, so it might be more specific to that. Yeah.
Second most unusual one is probably Canon's one, where it's like a set of like dragon jaws you can bite stuff with and eat stuff with.
Yes.
She's a
So,
matter eater lad, is what I was thinking. Yeah.
identify boss monsters by their taste. Yeah, we
I've
learned that
met this Bob Master before. It's like, oh shit, that's
we
that's
learned
bad
that
for him.
Marine Battalion had been searching for him. So
There's a covert operations section of the Rangers. You know, pretty off the books. Bit of
Which I was going to say,
regime change here and there. Nothing too fancy.
which I was going to say it must be difficult to do if you wear a bright color costume, but she doesn't. She wears her school uniform, so I guess she's in disguise at all times, except for the dragon jaws, obviously. But yeah.
Well, kids will be. Well, except dragons, I mean, we've seen Ruby Dragons, like they just kind of roll with it. So
That's
you know,
true, yeah,
she's working a similar game there. Yeah, because what's it now? From that, I was like I suppose the bully side of this, you know, teams are kind of saying, "Oh, we sure got ace there." If we get better call it quits, fun saying, "No, if we're still in this, we're fucking Rangers, a monster on the prowl. It's our fucking duty, whether we're going to pass it or not, to fucking go take him on." So like,
This is
are
what
you
we
sure,
signed up
man? Because
for,
my
but
arm is kind of
haven't.
fucked. I sure want no. We gotta have guts. Okay.
Yeah, it's like they did. This is what we signed up for, even though we haven't got a license to do it yet. Basically, yeah.
yeah, and so we ended with the meeting up with the other cadets and basically going through his mind as like, I will destroy anything which stands in my way, and at the moment, Patroller, you're standing in my way, so you're going to get destroyed.
Yeah, again, he's kind of saying that fun. These sides don't matter. It's like, you know, fun. What matters to me, like, you know, this fucking role I've been assigned or been following along. Well, it doesn't need to be what fucking defines me. No.
Yeah.
He's learning fun. He's learning this little thing called self-respect and dignity.
And he's learning about the power of friendship, or at least how friends can let you take down the system and the man and whatever that happens to form it takes. Yeah.
Not the worst. Just kind of scam somebody into helping you.
You
know, just rely on people, whether they want you to or not.
Yeah.
And this is just airing this season. It's not going into summer, I think. So I assume we'll wrap this arc up.
Yeah, it does, I guess. And please God do, because again, we've been in the car park.
Well, it's mostly exploded by this stage, so yeah.
Yeah, well, we saw actual daylight trying to escape out into.
Yeah, I guess we have to check to see if they've been in the car park longer than they were in the abandoned theatre in Windbreaker.
But they kept sneaking in fucking flashbacks and shit in Windbreaker to make it feel like you weren't stuck in that theater. That's the thing I was thinking with Windbreaker, because they mentioned it's like, wow, you're that guy who did that thing on the first day and that thing on the second day, and this is day 3, and I was like, this is day 3. Or something like that. He hasn't been there a week, is what I'm saying. It's mad.
I'm sure the first week back at school always took ages. Come on.
Dear.
Then, Kaiju number 8, episode 10, Secret Revealed.
Whoops.
The thing that happens at the end is the title of the episode, thereby kind of spoiling the fucking thing. But I mean, like, the manga already came out and it's wildly popular, so you probably already know what's happening anyway. So yeah.
It's like and showing much of one maniac portion is he's going to a Kaiju number 10 in big mode now. Everyone's saying, they can't handle this, they're already fun been pinned down, I gotta take this on. He's flashing back to, like, you know, this is his dad in the dojo to everyone saying, well, son, anyone going to be a Kaiju fighting soldier, but we're old hat now. We only know that I swords and swords is all we've known. My father did it, his father did it, his fathers did it,
yeah,
and on.
I like the kind of background information that tells you, like, it's not a recent thing. Like, you see, like, these scrolls in their little dojo of a guy fighting Kaiju with a sword on horseback, that kind of thing. And it's just like, so this has always been a problem. And it used to be they were big enough size that, yeah, fucking katana do the fucking job. but not anymore. The guys are getting way too big, and it's like, you could maybe become an instructor, but you want to quit your dreams, quit your dreams, quit your dreams. You know, everyone telling him throughout his whole youth, he goes just like, nah, swords aren't gonna
Until he
cut it.
wound up in Mina Astro squad, and she's like going through his file, going, I see you're an expert in close quarters combat with blades. And he's like, oh, here it goes now, same old shit. What knife? What good's knife going to be against a giant kaiju? I like that. We need somebody like you who's willing to take, take those kind of risks to get the stuff. It's just like, oh, and you just give me the opening and give me the shot, and I'll take it. We'll have each other's backs. It's just like, okay, she gets it. She gets me.
And she appreciates it, it's like, because I'm only good at range stuff. I cannot do any of the close quarters stuff. So yeah, that will really cover like my huge blind spot essentially. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's when I kind of remember pretending to go, oh, God, I'm dead to rights to and saying, ha, you fool. I was just waiting her to give her the opening to take her shot. Blammo.
Hmm.
And she the captain has to say, like, fun saying, I know I'm the captain, but I'm going to forego regulations now. Is that okay? It's like, oh, yes, ma'am, please. Okay.
I'm just going to use whatever fucking guns I got. I like the kind of lead up to it as well, because he can't get deep enough with the swords, but your one has a giant hatchet. It's like, all right, I'll crack the shell. You fucking mix the yolk, essentially. Like, get in there deep with that fucking hatchet. And they're basically like hamstringing him, and I was just like, "Ugh, that's kind of," which I shouldn't be doing towards the giant monster, but they made it look very painful.
Well, she stopped growing it back there. If he knows what's good for him.
Yeah. But yeah, they manages to like do enough damage so that his core is exposed and a giant hole in his back, and I guess the hole is slowly healing. So they need to distract him long enough so that the captain can get a shot and shoot out his core.
Yeah. It's like, oh, the day is saved. It's like, yeah, we've done it all. We've had a real fucking close one, close shape we had there, everybody, but we managed to put it off. What's that above us there? And all of the kind of fucking pterodactyl eagle fucking kaiju are fucking all merging together and making some kind of big kaiju bomb that's going to drop on the entire city. And it says, okay.
Yeah, because
didn't know they could do
basically,
that.
he had been using them in his bigger form. He was started like throwing them like they were fireballs. Like he now has access to exploding flying wyvern kaiju thing. But yeah, they're forming a mass of like semi ready to explode. Like they're all inflated like a giant balloon mass of them, and they're saying it's like, hey, that's I forgot how many kilotons. It's essentially like a nuke.
Yeah, it's a nuclear bomb equivalent force.
That many pounds of explosive, and it's just like, that's bad. And
it's going to go off any second.
We don't have time to evacuate
the city in time. We don't have to go time. All the best you can do is just fucking take cover and run for them. It's probably not going to do you any good. And the fact it's like shit, fucking gosh, stuff on number 10's separate headers going, gotcha. This is
a draw.
How you win as long as you win, because it's a draw.
And Kafka's running in, it's like, Kafka, don't do it. There's nothing you can do. It's like, wait a minute.
If we're fucked anyway, I guess I just had to fucking do this. Sorry, everybody. And you sorry, phone. Sorry, Kikaru. Your phone keeps trying to keep us. You could sorry to me. Sorry, everybody. I've been lying to you all this time. Sorry, Mina. I was like, can't keep my promise to be a captain with you.
But then he punches it out.
Bounding away from and saying, "No, don't Coffee being like able to kind of jump that high." And tell you shit.
That seems a little more than 1% he's releasing, and he's turned into a kaiju. Has rocketed himself into the sky to punch that thing into
saving
orbit.
all our lives and the lives of thousands of people in the city.
Obviously, the standard thing to do is, Kafka, you're under arrest.
Don't move, creep. We're taking you into custody.
I mean, like, to be fair, they're being very, very nice to him in that they're arresting him as a kaiju rather than, murdering him, which is generally the thing they do when they come across a kaiju.
Yeah, that's a difficult thing because this probably could be fine if like he was the first talking one that came across and like, oh, we can this is probably okay. It's just the main one that come across and tossed him as all I tried to kill them every time they met it. So that's a precedent, and people are might have a little bit of a bias against you as a result.
I like the turnaround between like a lot of it being about the vice captain's kind of story of his background and him still going through through impossible odds, and then he becomes like the point of view character. Is like, I wanted to like Kafka, but I knew there was something fucking up with him. God fucking damn! It kind of turns it around from it being his thing to him being our point of view character for the proceedings, even though we know what Kafka's deal is.
It's just like, for as obviously kind of skilled and competent as he is, he knows a little bit what Kafka has like gone
Yeah.
through his weapons, and
He
you've been
knows that
told over and
wall,
over
basically.
again that you're not good enough. You're never going to fucking like measure
Yeah.
up. You're never going to like fucking fit into this the way you like. You're gonna have to fucking settle for whatever is like whatever you're fucking made for. Like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
kind of it. You're past this, your old hat. Like fun, better being told like, well, I've taught you since you were like raised since birth in the art of the sword, but it can't get you a job, can it, son? So sorry, I waste all those years and hours with you.
It's like going to arts college all over again.
Why is kaiju killing gotta be like turned into a fucking like a monetizable thing? Why can't it just be a hobby? That's what I say.
Just for kicks. Yeah, I'd forgotten how it was this soon into it. They dropped the superhero thing that everyone knows who Spider-Man is, that kind of thing. But what's kind of interesting is that unlike comics who have to reset it back to like a base one of nobody can know who Daredevil is, this is again is like they get to deal with the repercussions of this and grow with it, that kind of thing.
I'm just like I have a preference as well for like this seems to be like a trend in the last decade or so, like but in manga stories in particular, because that's why most comics I read. But it's like it's gonna be a secret identity thing. We gotta keep like someone's kind of hidden magical or super secret, like a secret. But then it's like we can't. That's kind of let's just rip that thing off altogether and let's see what people do with it. How are they going to respond to it? Because that's much more interesting. It takes some of that kind of tension away. It's like just. Well, kind of mind that for kind of just a manufactured tension when you need some in the stories. It's like, just do away with it. Don't let it hang over you for so long.
Yeah. I think they got it as much as they wanted to get out of it, but they didn't want to, like you say, keep telling that story. It's like, oh, will he be able to hide his identity again in this other scenario? I was like, yeah, they did enough bits with it, enough character going like, I'll keep your secret. Another character going like, oh, you've tricked me because I'm an idiot. That kind of fucking way.
Yeah,
so
because
they got everything they wanted.
Well, the tension is always, well, what'll happen if he gets find out? Well, let's find out, shall we? Let's just fucking get to that straight away instead, or sooner than it has been done before. So. Also, her dad shows up, and he's pretty cool because he punches Kaiju with his fists. Doesn't even need no blades.
Then we got another thing I didn't watch. Bartender, Glass of God. What am I doing here? Episode 12, an important job.
You could start. I know you insist on going in broadcast order, but it's good to shuffle it around a bit if you really wanted to.
That is fine.
What happens in this?
Well,
he finally accepts the job is the main crux of it.
The big send out, but I mean the fun that the chairman granddad is like walking up in hospital, like in fun saying, "Oh, I said a dizzy spell there. Yeah, dizzy spell. How you drank an entire bottle of whiskey to yourself last night one morning, like the morning maybe of your son. Is that what happened, granddad? Oh, no, that's because awakeness. You know how it happens."
Yeah, so they're like, oh my god, are you okay? He's like, yeah, I'm grand. I just had a bit of a fucking fainting thing. It's grand. It's weird. The board of directors have already been in before you, my granddaughter, and their thing. And you wait, it's like, wait, he's your grandpa? It's like, yeah, did I not mention that? It's like, no, you didn't fucking mention that, which is really funny that they've been working under that illusion the whole
time.
Everyone
just knew. But to happen, like happening in the hotel bar is that like we've got like a case for the bartender right here. Like there's like a mystery novelist. He's just like won an award recently. Sort of waiting on like the eagerly awaited follow up, and so it's like
and they've set him up in the hotel to finish his new novel as opposed to start his new novel or end his fucking life. Seems to be more so the thing.
Yeah, well, the last time I heard about dudes going away to a hotel to finish his book didn't turn out so well.
Yeah, because we do kind of cut to the cleaner in the hotel, who's a new character just for this episode, I guess, where she's like, "Hey, I found a thing in his thing," and it's like Will, and he's like, the author's talking to his publisher, like, "Yeah, my new novel is called Will," and it's like, I don't know, it's a bit morbid, but let's see if I can sell it. Like he's all about like, oh, you gotta fucking strike while the iron's hot. Like people are really interested in you from the last fucking critically acclaimed book. So where's the next one? Come on, bring it out. And he's like, yeah, I'll get right to that. And then you're asking your one who's in the bar is like, hey, is he down here often? It's like, yeah, he comes to the bar every night, and then he goes bar hopping, and it's just like, so he's just out drinking rather than writing his novel. And we found a thing that was entitled Will in his room, but scrunched up and thrown on the ground. It's like, that's bad. This looks like a job for Ryu. Can he save this?
Yeah, I just one like she's just talking with him in the bar, like, someone knife was in. Yeah, it's just this guy. He's it's going to be a real problem. Actually, here he is right now. Because of course he's going to wind up in here.
Well, he
Magic
does go
spell is
bar
going to draw
hopping,
people in
so
here.
like, and he's like, I saw the light on. I was like, how this bar, Eden Hall, is so fucking out of the way. Like, you got to go to this little industrial complex. You got to see that it's on floor fucking 5 or whatever the shit. So you got to go on down the corridor. It's not a place you just kind of like, oh, let's check this place out as you're passing on the street. So I don't know. I guess he's tried every other pub in town, and none of the other bartenders have given him the sage advice that our main guy can give him, I guess.
Yeah, all he sees, like, is like, oh, like, give me a drink, bartender. If one's like, I'm sorry, sir, I can't serve you any alcohol. What? What's a man supposed to drink when he's giving up on work and life?
And it's not that he's too drunk; it's that you're stumbling from lack of wanting to live, and I definitely don't want to give you any alcohol in that case. And so they're kind of trading jibes, and it's like his boss, his former boss, who taught him everything he knows about bartending, made him a drink to take him out of a funk at one stage, and it's an inspiring drink, and it's just like, oh fuck, one of those, yeah, that's what I fucking need. Something that really kicked me off is like, is a sledgehammer. This will knock some shit into you.
Yeah. Yeah, I was getting to the whole thing of like, like a man who wants to die, go to one or two people, a priest or a bartender.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, it's basically like, actually, the fun thing is I just can't handle the fun pressure, man. It's like, I just won that award really early in my career, and now, and it's like, people are fun pressing me to fall. I feel like, I've got too much on me. I was happy when I was just like, working out in my spare time and just like
when he was in a shitty
hammering
job
it
and
out.
working on his novel at home in his own fucking time, and that's the thing that brought him joy. But now what the thing that brought him joy is his job. So
that's where you got to be a pro. So you gotta drink this, and I'm sure you'll see what I mean. Because this is what was one of my sense I made for me, and that's why I said, like, just because, like, it's some guy I've continued before. It's called a sledgehammer, you see, because we're breaking down the walls between people, because, like, as a professional, you're trying to make a connection with somebody, and that's about, like, you very politely but gradually, you're just going to break down that wall and connect with somebody. That's what being a pro is. That's I guess that just inspires him. Just like, yes, that's what I gotta do with my book, isn't it?
I did like it wasn't as highfalutin as some of his shit generally is. His thing of is just like, what do you think is the most important part of living? And this is like, you man's like, a fool would tell you it's like about getting money or getting women or whatever. It's just like, no, it's about just keeping on, man. It's like, that's it. That's the best part of work, is to stay alive and keep working. I disagree with him in terms of the thing of like euthanasia and stuff. It's like, there's good fucking reason to tip out early, but I get what you're saying. It's just like,
I suppose like he's might have taught a lot of people of doing something stupid. So he just like, I guess it's just like a thing that's kind of important to him. I wonder how he'll feel though when, like, inevitably the old fella he has to die, like, no fun. Actually, either old fella, because it'll be either his own mentor or it'll be a Sherman granddad. Like, how would he feel when that comes? I guess he's not something who usually don't last very well.
The kind of linking things between those A and B plots is she's at his bar initially to talk to him about, it's like, hey, you like reading books? It's like, yeah, I love reading books. I'm a nerd for books because I'm so poor as a bartender. I can only afford to go to the library and get a book, borrow a book, or read it. And I get interesting topics to talk about with my things in it. And then an author walks in and is like, read your book. But I'm not going to say that because that would be gauche. But then it's the same thing with the grandpa later on. The grandpa finds him reading books in the park, and he's like, hey, we've never like had a chat besides work for my bar. It's like, no, not really. It's just like, we're just having a chat about books now. And it's like, yeah, this is nice, right?
Hey,
So
you
are
want
you
to
going to work
drink?
in my bar?
But sir, I'm not at work. Because don't worry, I got you covered. Check it out. Got some booze and McCain. Actually, it's nice though, because two little, I guess, like, they're kind of shotguns with, small mirrors like the phone and saying, here we go. No, so I got some brandy in there. Like,
Yeah.
sir, please allow me. Make you like a Nikolashka, a little bit of lemon on top, and like a little bit of sugar, and it's like, it's called that because it looked like the Emperor's hat. It's like, it's just lemon and sugar for you. I know you got fun to show off your fucking little trivia things here, but let's just have the fucking brandy, shall we?
I mean, like he could have just handed me a slice of lemon, and I would have been delighted. I love lemon. But yeah, it's a fancy thing. And the grandpa's talking about like, you don't want to live with regrets. Are you going to work in the bar? You made any choice about that? It's like, tell you what, I will under one condition. I want to continue doing the thing I'm doing because a bar is its customers essentially.
Yeah, so customers, memories and make they're fun. All the
Yeah.
lives I've saved because, and I know, yeah, I'm my doctor. I'm also a priest, and
Also, I'm the most important job in the world. Yeah, yeah.
I'm also like, matchmaker. I've done a little of that. I don't know. I guess around a bit, and just flashing over fun. Here's all the people I've helped in this series. Yes. Okay. Well, I've got one more question
Businessman
for you,
grandpa
Ryu.
yeah, he turns it back and was like, I got, this is my condition. I'll let you pay a little catch with the old man.
Ever got to do this with my son?
Yeah, I mean, it's less tragic because he's a grandpa businessman is wearing a tracksuit the entire time and talk about how youthful he looks, and also he has some baseball gloves, and it's just like I really wanted to play catch with my boy, but business got in the way. But I won't let that ruin me now. It's like, will you remember me, Ryu, when I eventually die, because I am an old man? And will you remember this beautiful moment where we played baseball in the park?
Yeah. And they're reciting poetry at each other, and he just like breaks into this. I don't know, this long verse. It's like, what's it? I will see you in the springtime, or like that. Someone who isn't here
Yes.
anymore. Someone I have lost. It's just like I had flashing. Oh, if he was all again, the rest of the characters like yes, we'll see all these folks again.
And so yeah, the condition is he gets to call the minibar in the hotel Eden Hall.
Hall.
They just bring the plate from the whole place. Is like, well, now it's upmarket. So there you go.
And you're going, but what has he told me? No, just some kind of fairy thing. And fairies look like, kind of like, for gather for drinking. People was disturbing, even like, I got a fancy glass there, and as long as the glass there remained unbroken, it would bring fortune upon the house, but misfortune and disaster if it were ever broken.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, you can't go out all through this. And he's inside there. He's like, I can hear you outside there. It's like he's just waiting for them to come in. He's like, I've been waiting here to go do the whole, like, you come in, I bow at you, what can I get you? Just fucking get in already.
And it's funny because they were so like, oh, what's it like on the inside? Oh, it has the velvet rope outside. We can't go in yet. We have to wait for it to officially open. It's like, it's exactly the same size as the other bar. It just like it's going the other way. Like the bar is on the left as you go in, as opposed to the right. That's it. Like
it's like I'm in a parallel universe.
But it's fancier, and I hope he fucking gets paid more because he always is complaining that he's not getting paid enough. But yeah, who knows?
Yeah, everyone comes in, everyone gets free fucking drinks. I presume. The fun is the chairman. He's buying it, but I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Just actually, yeah, for the fucking bar, like, I think I can recall anyway the old series having like they're kind of smoky and smudgy, but at least like there seemed like there was a bit more kind of think something going on in the background where this is like it's like it's just like the CG mock-up of like all of the roll bottles. I guess that could be a pain to do.
It's
like
more important that we
bit.
Get all the brands correct of the bottles. I think, yeah.
And you're going to change it all the time, so you make sure you're fucking just have your asset, just update the asset, and it shouldn't be that hard. But yeah, it's. I think it was cutting more to the core of like having an ongoing fucking story as much as Bartender can have anyway. And it's kind of it's probably light drama, melodrama, a lot of it. It's just kind of cut me along. Some of it's very melodramatic, fucking Chen, and it's like the whole thing with his dad. He's just like he was a boring. He's a boring fucking dude when he walked in. He's a slightly less boring dude when he walked out.
I think I saw in the comments on it, like people were complaining. It was like, hey, Chen never showed up at the end when every other customer shows up at Eden Hall. And I was just like, yeah, I'm kind of glad, honestly, he wasn't that interesting.
He's barred, he's not allowed in.
Too dramatic for Eden Hall.
Apparently, this is now halfway through the original run of the manga.
Oh, excellent. Okay.
Yeah,
they've got that far by apparently skipping a hell of a lot of stuff.
Like he's hopped around different places and been in different cities and so forth. And he's coming back to Tokyo. And
I mean, like I assume a lot of those stories could easily be adapted. Instead of that guy going into that random bar there, he could go into this fucking bar.
Yeah, from what I was reading, it's like a lot of the mixology storylines as the stuff they've cut out to just keep the emotional storylines present.
Yeah. Don't want to get too much bogged down in the details. You want to keep the emotionality like bubbling, basically.
Yeah. I suppose there's only so much you can go on about ice before, okay, well, there's not maybe more advances in ice. It's kind of been here for like millions of years. If you think we figured it out now.
Then we got Chibi Godzilla Raids Again, episode 11 of season 2, Dear Dad, in which Chibi Godzilla writes his dad a letter.
Talking about pulling on the heartstrings, man.
And the gist of the joke is that Godzilla is essentially exactly as we see him on the movie screen. And
yeah, so that's his dad.
Yes, the expected anthropomorphic relationship that you'd assume would be there because you've anthropomorphized Godzilla in the form of Chibi Godzilla, that somehow his dad would also be anthropomorphized. The joke is that he hasn't been at all, and so
like Chibi Godzilla points out, like I can't. I'd love to get a hug from Dad, but he would fucking crush me. He's 4 stories tall or 40 stories tall. Godzilla, and Godzuki. No, 40 stories tall. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so he's like, I remember the time you said to me, "Roar."
The difficulty of trying to spell that out in letter form must have been a great thing. But and the different parts of his letter get to different monsters. And Gyrus is obviously really moved by the different roars that his dad has said to him on various occasions.
And of course, Mecha Godzilla is going, what, as he normally does. Why is everybody taking this seriously? Am I the only sane one here? And isn't this supposed to be like continuing for a year or some sort of crazy thing? Anyway,
well, I suppose there's a lot of Godzilla in the mind there, and there.
Yeah.
And if they get bored, they can just bring a new monster as a bit part, basically. Yeah.
Hedera, what are you doing here?
Thor's already been in it, isn't he?
I presume so.
He was
we'll bring him back in again.
He taught the human classes because as a smog monster, he knows the most about pollution and therefore the most about humans. That was it. Yeah.
Yes, they announced who the next monster is a few days ago. It is Chibi Titano.
Wait, is that the T-Rex that can tunnel?
I forgot. Let me see if I recognize him from his. Okay, it looks like something else called Godzilla. Is that to that? Titanosaurus.
Looks kind of more like a dragon looking thing.
Yeah. He claimed to have found a dinosaur living under the sea near the Bonin Islands. He claimed to control it. He even called it Titanosaurus. That cost him his career as a scientist.
He's right, though.
He's from the Terror of Mechagodzilla.
Okay. Like the red looks really familiar on him. God, I'm trying to think who I'd like. I'd like is it Manda, the big long snake dragon thing that as far as I can tell, the only thing it can do is fuck up monorails. Which is hey, it's a niche skill, but you do you, man.
It's Manda. I think it is here actually. It's just here. God.
Yeah.
Who's here?
And they've announced Chibi Gigan. They just haven't announced who's playing him yet.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's not Chibi Gigan, right? That one. Must have done that one by now.
No, I mean, you'd notice him.
Yeah, I mean, he's a memorable guy. There's a lot going on.
He's a bit over-designed, but in the funnest way possible. Yeah.
And he was fun in Concrete Revolution, where there was the cutaways of various superhumans, and one was that mum who suddenly were turning into Gigan. 1970s mum with a circular saw in her chest.
I mean, that's going to be handy for chopping the vegetables,
And then we got Windbreaker, episode 12, the dependable one, in which we learned that the second year class leader wasn't the guy who rolls his R's, it's this guy with the headphones on, who shouts a lot.
Well, he shouts a lot because he's currently still wearing the headphones and they're noise cancelling, and he's not paying attention to how loud he is.
It was a good bit where he's like, he's shouting like, oh, he's shouting so loud because she's fucking cursing him out there, and saying, and another thing, and the guy goes up behind him, and is like, oh, I'm not, he just moves off and saying, and another thing. It's just, what you guys do is that. It's just like, oh, actually, he's very quiet.
Essentially, essentially, you've chosen Sakura. Let's elect him the leader. Let's get that thing over and done with. While Sakura's going, me, why me?
You've been elected. You don't get a fucking choice in this. And most of the other class guys are like, again, this is your third day, and already so much things have happened to you. So yeah,
you're a solid
sure,
guy. I mean, we've all only been here for 3 days, so we kind of all equally viable for this, aren't we? Also, a lot of us don't want to do any of the actual hard work of it, but we'll promise to back you up on it, though. That's more of a thing if I was saying, oh no, man, I'm not going to any meetings. Oh no, man, well, for video games, need titles. No, man.
And the middle segment is having to find a lost daughter who turns out to be a lost cat.
And further proving that Sakura is a cat in human form.
I was like, yes, I was like, thank goodness it was deliberate. I wasn't just seeing things which weren't there.
Oh no, yeah. It's definitely like the thing because there's an old woman. She's like, oh, can you help me find I don't know what the cat's name is.
My Risa, she's gone missing.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh, woman, I told you to stop bothering me. All right, we'll look for your cat, and it's like, all right, split up, gang.
Yusubi, take care of it. He just I'm gonna walk this way. It's just like, and I was going, what? He just fucking makes everybody else fucking do a fucking job for him. It's like. No, he's actually he's commercial all the guys who are going off on fucking laps around the fucking streets, are going off on gets his cat, strike around on chases up buildings, down buildings, across roofs, eventually into the river. But kind of jumps in like straight after that to kind of catch that cat. So it's like, oh shit, all right. He's actually fun. He wasn't just hanging back. He's just actually explains there fun. Look, I don't know why they fucking voted me in either, man. I didn't want to do this either. But they fucking see something in me that, it makes them want to fun help out and fun. But I can't do it all. So I rely on fucking your man here, he's good at fucking that's organizing things, and the man here is fun great on the WhatsApp there and getting the information out, so I have him for that. I guess I'm just there just to be the fucking people look up to. So I'm all live up to what they look up to,
It's
so
like
you have no reason for kind of special reason for kind of doing this. I don't know, man. I'm just doing this now. Okay, I'm gonna figure it out later.
Yeah, again, the thing that keeps coming across is like you rely on the other guys to do the things that you can't fucking do, and they you benefit from it, they benefit from it, everyone fucking benefits. But it's like, okay, so you gotta have like an ideal or something like that. I have no fucking ideals whatsoever. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yes, this is the great shock to Sakura. Is like, hold on a second, you mean at 15 years old you don't have to know exactly what you want to be doing with the rest of your life?
No.
Shaken to the core.
It's touching on something as well as this, which trying to figure out why did the lads kind of fun pick me up and say, oh man, fun Sakura, you can totally do it. It's just like whether he realizes it or not, he's done stuff to help people and intervene and actually try to fucking change the outcome or something. No, he's not very eloquent about it, but there's something instinctual in him that makes him do it. So just follow what you feel good at, man. Follow what feels right. You don't need to put a label on it just yet.
He might be a street cat, but he's a good cat. He's a good cat.
Yes. Well, they point out is you're reliable, Sakura. We can rely on you, and that's the sort of person we want to be the great captain. And then we get to the final part, which is, oh my goodness, you've not remembered any of these people you've met's names.
And they're kind of thinking about it, it's like, he's never referred to any of us by name, has he? It's like, oh yeah, shit, he hasn't. So
okay, fun. So okay, I'll point him out. So Tanaka has the buzz cut, and fucking Shigeru there, he won the Game Boy fun. Saying, well, slow down, hold on. Tanaka was the buzz cut. Okay, he's I'm not gonna remember all. You're not gonna remember all of these. That's
and
okay.
I mean, I think it's your one in the restaurant who points it out to him initially. Where he's,
yeah.
yeah, and she's like, "You can start with me," and it's like, I can't call a girl by her name. Oh no.
I'm Kota, and the old lady just carried in. I'm Chiyoko, by the way.
It's great that she's finally gotten to introduce herself this late into the show.
Yeah.
And then he's like, okay, so I've got to remember everyone in school, in my class. And then, okay, I've got to remember all the other grade captains. And then three more people show up who he's not met. So he's like, oh, I've got to remember their names as well.
Not only the captains, but the captain's seconds and their thirds, because he has a second and a third now, because the other lads were like, yeah, we're just going to mitch off in class because we didn't really get much to do this season so far. So the other two guys can hang around with you. That's fine.
Yes, and then the three remaining, what are they called? The kings of the school? Well, yeah.
The four heavenly kings, yeah.
Yes.
4 heavenly kings, and apparently a heavenly queen there too.
I thought this was an all-boys school. I don't know what, like...
Well, that's what I'm curious about. Like,
yeah,
she too tough for the girls' school, she had to transfer to the boys' school.
Yeah, I guess we'll find her deal, or like...
She foreign exchange students.
She hasn't gotten the new uniform yet, so, like, she has her old uniform.
Or maybe they merge the parishes, obviously we needed like some representative, like for fairness and balance from the girls' school on either side of the parish. So
we'll see. We'll find out their deal. But I like the way it's just like, hey, you know the nerd guy who's not good at fighting? Guess what? He's good at nerd shit. He knows every fucker's name. It's just like, oh fucking thank Christ!
All the lads are all lads in their class. Oh no, like all the lads in our year. No. All the lads in the school. I was like, why? Because it's just like, I'm just a compulsion, man. I just can't help myself, man. You can just look at his eyes.
Notebook? Yeah. You think I'm carrying this around for fun? No.
He explains that, okay, I'll tell you when we're meeting somebody you've never met before, and when you've met them before.
Yeah.
But Nire, Suo, I'm gonna be blind on you two in the future. For I said, you remember their names. Oh, I feel so privileged. He's had some trouble for that, but he's really making headway. Oh, we're so proud.
And he's turned away to say that because it's so embarrassing for him that he's remembered their names and is saying them out loud to them. Strange cat.
I do like how in the background of the guys coming in, we see Kaiji have to have his headphones taken off by one of his assistants who keep him on the straight and narrow.
Yeah, because he would have been screaming and shouting the whole meeting.
Just gotta make sure he's got his lollipops, because as soon as he finishes the lollipop, that's when he's going to start cursing at you. Because he was like, if you annoy him, he's just going to go,
Stick another cheek.
You motherfucker!
Yeah, one more episode to go.
Yeah, I'd hope so. When you kind of say, I just like gang of fucking tough cases, hard cases, walk in and find, oh yeah, we're gonna find out in like 6 to 12 months what the rest of their deal is.
Dear.
Then we've got Astro Notes, episode 12. Still no title, even for the final episode.
Well, the whole thing was Astro Nook. What's the name of the book he wrote at the end?
It's cyclical, man.
Beat One Piece to it.
Or the Lord of the Rings.
So we're in space. We're in the Idiot, as it becomes much clearer that it is Idiot.
Yeah, that's the shape of it.
Yeah.
The massive like planet destroying lasers, and it's a pretty nicely animated fun space combat scene. It's a proper robot.
I do appreciate the king of the hubby's plan, where it's just like, I thought I could marry a widow. That'd be cool, right?
That failed. Better try again.
I tried to jam, and she ran away from me, calling me a creep. So then you went for her daughter? Dude, that's super creep. Now you're a super creep.
Yeah, and so they kill him. But we find out in the end credits that they survived.
Okay.
No, they crashed in the desert and found a bicycle built for 5. They'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, and the fishman's henchmen and his little fishmen are essentially as close without stepping on any toes. The random fishman alien who shows up in Euroscience Zero to comment on things.
Or he's just like a trout or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody else did, while the space battle is raging outside, Daisuke is at the controls going, "Calm down, everybody. Hold on. Brace yourselves." They're all just like, "Ah, shit."
They initially look around to brace themselves. Like we're sitting in a fucking in a kitchenette.
Gyroscope kind of thing is just keeping it steady with the gravity fall and saying, it's like, "Oh, sure, might as well crack open a few beers. Could be a bit of a waste." Oh, never had a beer in space before. Yeah, me neither. Let's do it.
And again, yeah, in the space combat, they have to ring the kitchen and go like, "Hey, I know you cracked into the food we were going to have for the surprise party, but leave us some of the food. Don't eat it fucking all. If we survive this climactic space battle, we're going to want like our portion of food. Don't drink all the brewskis," kind of fucking thing. Like calling them from the head of the mech to the kitchen of the mech. Yeah, the bridge.
Engine room. So the day is saved. The universe is okay. And I can finally wrap all this up and take you home, Mira. I'm not going home. Why not? Because fucking man, doesn't matter fucking how you were born. It didn't matter to fucking Mr. Tasky, did he? He let anybody in. It didn't matter to my mom. She hung around here for years. And look at little Ren. Look, he's fun being himself, being fun herself. That's whatever he wants to be. He's going out in his skirt. Fun. It's like he's taking the confidence in that fun to go out and be whoever you want to be, man.
I did appreciate the very nearly slight resolution to that, where the dad's like, "Oh, son, you can't go out in your dress," and he's just like, "You know what? My best friend saw me, so I mean, he's probably told people in school this is just who I am. Just people are gonna have to fucking deal with it." And the dad's like, "I'm so proud of you," and it's just him hanging out with his friends and just like, "Yeah, they're cool." He's complimenting the other girl's frilly dress while she's complimenting his, and I'm just like, "Yeah, that I like how easily that was resolved. Like,
I suppose,
nothing, not a problem."
I suppose, just allowed us an ability to was just compared to the other kids in school, compared to most human beings on this planet, this child is seeing things these people wouldn't believe. I somehow house turned into a robot and shoot off into space with me inside it. I have or had a talking dog for a period of time.
Because initially, when when after the climactic space battle, it's your man waking up. It's like, "Oh, Mira, I had the strangest dream. We were in a climactic space battle." It's like, "Yeah, we won. Don't worry about it. It's all cool. We parked the spaceship down again. It's still the Astro Lodge again, so we're good. Everything's good."
Guess you gotta go home, huh? And say nope, because I want to eat this and this and this and this and this and this and this, and says I want to eat them all. I want to eat them all with you, honey bear. It's like, oh, I'm so glad she picked me. She picked me after all.
Yeah, so it's the super happy ending, but not only that, we get a redeemed villain in our guy. He's gonna stay here because he can't go back to Planet Widow. He's a traitor, and also the robots were his friends all this time.
Yeah, there was just these little pals, his only friends, because he's a dirty rotten traitor. Like no one's gonna like him anymore. It's just like, well, I don't know. He did fucking screw us all over personally recently. But that Mr. Taske, he took in anybody out of the cold. Don't be so cold. Heart attack me for and saying, "Come on, okay, house meeting. Who wants him in? Come on, Takemi, come on." All right.
Yeah. He begrudgingly kind of goes. It's like, yeah, it is the thing, and I like the fact she's kind of
like basically eating right.
She's basically following like, hey, my dad basically took people in, and to learn this person I never got to know, I'm going to do the thing he was doing of just letting anyone fucking live in here and make sure I'm putting together a good fucking house. And when Asplay the dog is just like, hey, what will your mother think? He's like, Mom's going to be cool with this. Like, she wanted to fucking stay here. So yeah, I don't see it being a problem, honestly. Which is true. It's like, oh yeah, that's very easily resolved as well. How will the queen manage? It's like the queen will be like, oh yeah, I totally get it. Yeah, you fell in love with a human, right? Oh, they're great. Love them.
Yes, because the line which I think they repeat 3 times is the roles decided for us at birth surely the right ones, and it goes for Naosuke as well. It's like, you were born as to be my bodyguard. I
release you from service.
Yeah. Genie, you're free. And it's like, okay. But he's just like, wait, what? And I even the tearful kind of thing of her kind of going, it's like, hey, I just want to let you know, like, I do love you. You've always been there for me. You're always there for me. And it's like, oh, that's really nice. But they were cowards. They didn't let the dog fuck a lady. They were just like, separate that. None of that fucking happening.
Get out of there.
Yes, make sure there's a wall between them when they're talking romantically, even though they're both blushing.
Yeah.
even though she now knows that he's a talking dog.
Well, but thing is, this is one for another Disney film. No, we want the Beast. We don't want him as a hunk. We want him as the Beast.
I did like that Terrico was annoyed that she wasn't going to get rich off having a talking dog.
The old man was annoyed initially that it's just like, hey, I'm disappointed I'm not going to take the talking dog to the park to pick up chicks. That sucks for me. Hey, you got a spare seat in that spaceship. Can I go to Planet Wade?
He put a fucking death scare on them first.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's Joe fucking ending.
Oh my! It's like there's like, hey, we check him. Oh my god, he passed, and he's got a smile on his face. It's like, oh, he's just thinking. He's just sitting still thinking, and you just assumed he died because he's old, huh? All right, cool, guys. Nice to know what you think of him. But thanks to time dilation, he'll be able to go back to Earth, still as an old man. But all of them will probably be old, so it'll be fine. It'll all
still hang out, like old times.
Yeah, it'll all work out.
And then the cast sing the opening theme song for us, and then we get like a
checking in on
projection show of what everyone's up to.
Animal House kind of thing. Where are they now? Well, no captions, but you can just infer what's happening.
Yeah.
The fake Osaka lady just says, I totally saw the house turn into a robot on fire and said, okay, sure you did. Yeah. It's like, no, this is my made up story is actually true this time.
How was she the only person who saw that is my other question. But yeah, fair enough.
She's just that nosy.
But yes, I realized, when it wasn't got to the end, it reassured. I was like, oh yeah, that's her being a Tokyo woman who has decided the way she wants to live her life is to live like an Osakan old lady. I was like, oh, that's foreshadowing the entire theme of the entire show.
Yep, quite right.
This nails the ending, and it's like, this is the perfect modern version of this 80s anime sitcom.
Yeah, it's actually saying it's like, just fuck it, man. When breakfast is breakfast, fucking like everyone sits on the table the same way. All gotta eat.
Unlike the old 80s stuff, it doesn't take like so many goddamn fucking episodes to get there. It's like 12 and you're fucking done. Here we go. Everything's wrapped up.
Well, they changed around and saying it's a dude doing all the fucking like cooking here, It's starting that from the off, like there's a whole thing. Oh, we brought him because she's terrible at cooking, which is an old joke, but they kind of don't really lean on that beyond 1.5 times. So
I mean, like they do, but even that they kind of goes is like, well, the reason she's never had to fucking cook for herself is she's a princess of Planet Wid. Like she doesn't have to do anything for herself, so she was shite. Once he started showing her, she actually got pretty good at cooking because it was kind of like, you had a professional chef teach you how to fucking make breakfast, and it's like, this is pretty good job.
Yeah, if you don't know how to cook, of course it's going to turn out bad. So it's just like, what can we do about that? How can we improve things for ourselves here?
It handles a lot of things like that really fucking well. Like that old kind of joke of the woman can't cook. Whoa, a boy wearing a dress. Whoa. It's just like, no, all of these things are handled perfectly, like calmly, rationally, and they still get the jokes in, but not at the expense of the characters. It's more so like things get resolved very handily.
This is the way it is in my head. It's just like, if everyone like involved is do you know how close the Earth came to annihilation? It's like, no, none of this one matters. All of this is bullshit. But in the grand scheme, we could be gone like that, so no regrets, dude. It's very nice, like, it's a fun like seems like it's been kicking around in my head. It's like a retro revival, fun, but retro what? Like a retro comedy, retro fun. What we think? It's just all those things. It keeps crammed in so much. It's just it's just retro and revived.
But it's also very steady. It's very sure of itself. It's not manic in the way that Train to the End of the World is. We'll discuss that next week's its finale, which I will unfortunately compare to this one.
It's gonna have that unfortunate comparison as to like they're both kind of weird, wacky, but like obviously Train to the End of the World is going like the extreme kind of like zany kind of end of that. Yeah.
Yes, and it shot for it shot higher than Astro did, and that's probably why things fell apart towards the end of the production. But that's for next week. This was good. And the only other thing I watched this week, which I forgot to write down, was the first episode of Rising Impact: Encountering a Dream on Netflix.
Oh, is that? Oh, yeah, right.
Okay.
It is. Yeah, that dropped on Friday. The entire series. I've watched 1.5 episodes of it. It's definitely a show, unlike whatever the last one was, the one about the punching people. This one is has been turned in finished. It doesn't look like they rushed to turn in their homework.
Okay.
It's got some decent production values to it. It's also incredibly 1998, which is when the comic first came out. In that the female lead is just Masato from Evangelion in her character design.
Nice.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yeah, sure.
But yeah, she's gone into the wilderness for reasons which escape me. But she's there for like 2 days, and she can't find the inn. And she encounters this small blonde-haired child who she thinks is a foreigner, but he speaks perfect Japanese, and he's sort of a small, squishy, wild child who's obsessed with baseball and sort of leads her to the inn, where he lives with his granddad. And we learn he's very good at baseball. His thing is, I want to be able to hit the ball the furthest. And then sees that she's got a golf club, starts going, what the hell's these things? How are you going to hit? What are you going to do with that small ball, woman? And then she hits it super far, and he's like, I want to learn how to do that.
Okay.
And it turns out because he's been chopping wood for his entire short life.
He's got a perfect swing arc, is it?
He's got a perfect swing, yes. At first, he's trying to hit it like a baseball, and he just keeps on missing the ball every time. And she lets him do this for so long as like revenge of how traumatized he made her at the start of the episode with his crazy route to get to the inn. And then eventually, by the end of the episode, the granddad's realized, okay, yeah, this kid, he really wants to do golf. So originally he was going to like wait till he got to middle school to send him to Tokyo to learn how to become a professional golfer. But he sees that he's been training every day. And this is why it's got self-harm warnings on the first episode.
Oh, jeez.
Is that he's made the palms of his hands blister and bleed from just swinging a golf club over and over again every day. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess sports anime, training yourself too hard counts as a self-harm warning. I've not realized that.
Yeah, they've done some pretty extreme stuff, so that makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, but to try like have it nobly be fun and say this is what effort you gotta put in to be the best, to live your dreams.
Yes. And yes, he sent to Tokyo, and that'll be the next episode where we'll meet the other kid. So this guy's called Gawain, and then the kid in the second episode is called Lancelot.
I'm sure you two will get along.
Yeah, no problem at all. I saw a little bit of the second one when he meets Lancelot, and he's only learnt about hitting the ball initially. He does not know what putting is, and he's going, "Oh, what are you doing? This is a practice course, is it?" He has no understanding of putting at all when he sees.
This is golf for babies. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it's just a course for ads.
Yes, because as far as he knows up to this point, golf is just who can hit the ball the furthest. He doesn't know
sounds like
about
a better sport. I'll be honest with you, man. That sounds pretty cool.
It's monkey ball.
Yeah.
It's not a more exciting Netflix thing than the Grandfather Baki versus Kengan Ashura offering, which I watched the other week.
Oh yeah.
Now they did the right thing, so you have like the Baki Netflix series, you have the Kengan Ashura one, which is similar things about underground fighting. The Kengan Ashura one was done like in a more kind of the CG fucking thing. I don't know, was it Polygon or something, but something like it anyway. No, that kind of like but God, get us a Queen for Netflix kind of job. But it is like fun. There's a whole spin-out thing where they're kind of colliding together. Well, there's no crazy manga to work off here to go nuts and off with it, or it could have been like like Devilman versus Mazinger Z, where they kind of fight but team up to fight like a bigger threat. It's more like a Shonen Jump like film, and not one of the group ones for the entire cast gets a little bit to do their little move and show off all their techniques. And there's a counterpart like I'd say there's about 50 characters in the opening cast field, and they go and they name them individually, like one bit by bit. So and each user had a little kind of counterpart in the opposite cast, had a little kind of little lines against each other. So it's like, this is just like, no, to hear the voice actors, just like have a little scenes together. I have your favorite characters do their moves.
Like I think what you need to do if you're trying, instead of making a film or a show like that, what you need to make is a fighting game, right? That's it, and you can pair off anyone against fucking anyone, and it's going to be great.
Well, they pair off kind of similar guys. There's 3 fights overall, and like turns out the 2 like elderly chairmen who run the underground things, they actually like know each other from like back when they were boys. Oh, we meet for drinks all the time. Yeah.
I still think the Cyborg 009 Devilman one is my favorite, just because it tries to tie each side of the story specifically in to the specific continuity of the original mangas for each one. So it's like this.
Okay. It's a
Devilman side of
throwback
the
as well.
story.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Devilman side of the story takes place in a particular point during the manga, and ditto for the Cyborg 009 one side. It's
so it's well within continuity. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, it's like this could happen.
Yeah. Well, they got like they got Jun Kawagoe, who directed Cyber 009 TV series, so he's intimately familiar with that, and has done a bunch of other Go Nagai adaptations as well. So again, intimately familiar with that, knows what to do with it. This is the same director as the Baki TV series, but again, no crazy manga to work off of first.
Yeah, see, I was going to say, like, now does it have like a scene where like the commentator guy like comes on in like the middle of the fight, like they're there, they're wrestling, they're punching, and then the commentator comes in. Contrails are used by the government to put fucking like drugs into your system. The commentator comes up with some fucking wild shit to explain how this wrestling works.
No, nothing like that. It's
just, if it doesn't have that, it's not Baki. I don't know, man. You gotta have the wild fucking scientific explanations of these kind of things.
Nah, like I think I was expecting like a bit more of like of a scrap over that, but it was like like Baki can do good things with limitations, makes it kind of crunch, but it does not feel that way. Like in the first fight of it, which in the first fight is the best one. It's all downhill from there.
Okay, yeah.
It says like Hanayama, who's like the big, like 7-foot tall Yakuza with all the scars. He's got one, I think, maybe 2 animations where he winds up and throws a massive punch. They use them no joke, like 5 or 6 times in succession. It's just like, he's fighting like a Muay Thai guy who's very nimble and quick. He's just hitting him with the same punch over and over again. Same animation.
I just need to connect once. Yeah.
So yeah, one really lame, big letdown of a fun thing altogether.
No, that's a pity.
Yeah.
Right, we'll be back next week with even less because Bartender's finished.
Yeah.
We can always just dip into the ending of like another show that we haven't watched this season, just see how it did.
Was it top 12? I read it was half of it. No, I'm not sure. I did think there were things I meant to get around to, but that's kind of what this summer was for, because it could be nearly as light as this week was. At first blush, anyway.
I had a surprisingly long list when I looked for summer. Let me find it. Here we go.
There's always stuff that I'm going to forget about it. I know for sure.
Yeah. If I don't write it down, I will forget it for sure.
My dear friend Nokatan.
Yes. I suppose that's more the kind of surprise recent one.
Yes. Red Cat Ramen. Dungeon People. Quality Assurance in Another World. That might be good or bad. I wasn't super impressed by the first chapter of the comic. But the idea of doing quality assurance in a fantasy setting unfortunately appeals too much to me.
Maybe the first bit of it was kind of weak to get set up, and it'll actually build around to it.
That could be it as well.
Yeah, Grendizer U, I'm worried is going to look terrible.
It's kind of came out of quasi nowhere. It's just,
Well, there's the video game, which I think is part of the.
That's the worry.
Yes. The Elusive Samurai.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kinnikuman Perfect Origin Arc.
Those are the 2 I remember for sure on my list, and then I keep forgetting all the rest of them.
Bayanaka Punch is the final one. That's the one by the Yaboi Kome director and one of the Yaboi Kome screenwriters.
Yeah, that's one.
I was
to
a bit more enthused by that. No, wait, Gav, the pedigree of the stat got on it. So it's like, okay,
Yeah,
no, they maybe care about a lot of like some country things I hadn't really kind of thought about in the boy Kome, so might be able to do a similar job here.
And the trailer makes it look like it's going to be a jellyfish can't swim in the night situation, but then that cast seems to disappear and that is replaced by a bunch of gremlin women.
Yeah, could might be more fun.
Hmm.
I've heard the ending of that for jellyfish was limp overall. It was
Yeah,
like,
I kept meaning to go back and check how it did, and I just I didn't have the fucking energy to basically for other reasons, but also for its own fucking reasons.
maybe not limp, but maybe it was just it was fine. As you know, it's just like it was again trying to like maybe pull on some threads there. It didn't never really like
it's set up right. Yeah,
like it did right.
Mm-hmm.
There's also more Sengoku Yoko.
Yes.
Oh yeah. I keep forgetting that's fucking. It's back so sooner than I expected it to be.
Yeah.
And there's a new Chi anime on Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah.
They take the cat on holiday, which I'm like, should you be doing that? Should you not be taking it to the seaside? I mean, he's going to get loads of adventures with seaside cats, but part of my brain is like, this doesn't seem like a good idea.
Catch diseases.
Or spread diseases.
Or kill the local wildlife. Keep your cats indoors.
Get eaten by a seagull.
Keep Chi in the sweet home. Like that's
Also,
perfectly fucking fine.
The trailer shows the cat and these new cats that friends it's met, and they're on the beach with the humans, and they're all enjoying the fireworks. I'm like,
oh, cats love fireworks.
Yeah.
Big fans.
Famously so. As the instruction is to let your cats out to see the fireworks.
Dear.
Yes, so I feel like as much as I enjoy Chi, my adult brain is going to be going, no, this is wrong. It's like when the man with the peacock mask showed up in Yakitate, Japan to cook bread. I'm like, no, out of the kitchen. You're not allowed to wear that. Of course, made worse because they make the main character wear a hairband in the very first episode for hygiene reasons. And then they let this tosser in, dressed like Shah, but with feathers coming out of his mask. And he's allowed to make bread. It's really not hygienic.
He's the chairman's son. He's allowed to do what he wants. Or some bullshit like that.
It's not played for laughs like in Polar Bear Cafe when they get Panda to help with the cooking at the fair and he sneezes into the food.
I will say, like an upcoming thing, Ray Cat Ramen, that is covered. Don't think you're fucking clever. People going into that. That is a plot point. These are cats who especially can make fucking ramen. They train fucking hard to do this.
Yes.
And it keeps coming up in the plot, as obviously so.
It does. It just came up this week again.
Yeah.
No, I never had a spreadsheet. There's like from Bob's Burgers up in there. Like,
oh, it is the explanation. It's addressed, and there is an explanation of how they're allowed to do this.
Yeah,
and it's great, but it is also the most it's more ludicrous than Talking Cats.
See, because Talking Cats is the premise, I'm like, this is a thing that they could do. I was just like, I'm fine with that. That's grand. You've
the government will pay me to snitch on my rivals. Yes, that's right. Oh my god.
Anyway, we'll be back with something next week. Or half an hour.
Bye.
See ya.